Remember that quote by Julius Caesar, Veni, Vidi, Vici, meaning I came, I saw, I conquered. It sounds like a glorious thunderclap every time you hear someone say it. Yes, humans have that privilege of slipping into evolved personalities and great success. But the success people achieve definitely isn't achieved overnight or solely by one's effort alone. Of course, they have to set their own goals and choose their paths to walk toward them. Along with those, they need some consistent support and opportunities. Carl Rogers, a humanistic psychologist, scientifically proposed that individuals, when given the opportunity, can figure out what is best for them. Yet, if their self esteem and self confidence get affected, it would be hard to bounce back. I would like to talk about when one's confidence and self esteem get damaged, how to get back and use that experience to transform society. Well, let me start off by telling you about a boy. I remember quite vividly. He was a shy and nervous lad in the fifth grade. He was what you would call average and unnoticed. In his school, in the last hour of every Friday, there used to be an activity hour. Students were to sing, dance, speak, put up comedy shows, or show any kind of talents in front of the class. Finally, on one Friday, it was the boy's turn to perform. He chose to sing as it was something quite close to his heart and easier for him to do compared to any other options. The 10-year-old boy went up to the pedestal and sang, facing 100 pairs of sharp, critical eyes. After his turn, he wobbled back to his chair and slumped down. But his ears burned when he heard no applause, no praise, only silence, just screaming silence. Imagine a shy 10-year-old boy, nervous, gathering the courage to go up and facing a crowd for the first time, but not hearing a single clap or word of praise as he sank into his chair. I was that boy. At that painful moment, I remember not wanting to sing ever again. All the courage I had gathered crumbled. I watched as the loud extroverts got applauded yet again. Over time, I noticed that they were presented with more and more opportunities, and how this one incident became my endgame. How nobody was ready to give that little boy another chance because he messed up once and was forever labeled not talented. Through my gawky growing years, I began to strum a little bit on guitar. But one day in college, I was given the opportunity to join the band as a guitarist and was suddenly back on stage. At first, anxiety gripped me as I remembered the cold silence that followed a 10-year-old boy's performance years ago. My heart was racing, but my mind seemed to be resigned to face silence and disappointment. But this time, something was different. I was greeted with a big applause. The 10-year-old had vanished, and an energetic youth stood in his place, all because of a music band. Eventually, the band was named after dreams and started out with some inspirational music performances along with motivational sessions to help students who hid behind shy raps and low confidence. So it also published a few music albums for empowering and transforming students. After a few years, one of my professors challenged me. with the advice that if you truly want to transform students, you should take it as a systematic and continuous program. What you are doing is not truly transforming. It was very hard for me to accept it, but it made me to review and work on developing a continuous after-school intervention program to mentor underperforming students with the help of a few local friends and youth in Monroe, Louisiana, USA. Today, it evolved into a free 3-year community university collaborative mentoring intervention program for the psychosocial and leadership development of school students, established at multiple locations in USA, India, and Germany. Keeping the program completely voluntary, non-institutionalized, and purely human resource driven, along with my primary professional and other commitments, was truly challenging. I reached a point when these projects were beginning to erode on my personal and professional lives due to the sheer amount of time and commitment they required. I was about to quit. But fortunately, something held me back. I had a casual but transformational conversation with a pilot, a friend, who told me about his community service project that involved giving free flights to cancer patients during their treatment, along with his regular business. So he had also introduced me a few others who are undertaking diverse service initiatives, which are truly transforming people and communities. It struck me then that the sacrifice I was making was not restricted to just my efforts. Everyone who takes up good works are making difference by deliberately giving up something. This led me to start a free community conference to disseminate these type of voluntary initiatives and stories to further empower and transform communities. So this community conference network has also expanded into different groups and continents. Then again, the same professor critiqued my task. She appreciated the conference as an initiative to transfer stories and models, but asked what I was doing for continued engagement to bring about the real transformation. That challenging question motivated our team to initiate a virtual conversation club in which members from various diversities come together for shared learning and support for mutual personal and professional development. Through all these instances, I slowly started to realize that people help people to grow and sustain. Mostly, this extra mile of service comes from those who have experienced personal challenges and exclusions. The inception of this realization came through a slow, conscious, and persistent development that led my transformation, not due to my own valor and strength, but due to people who walked into my life. I understood that real transformation is not through any epiphanic burst, but through a gradual process, through the interventions of those who touch our lives. Each and every one of us has a sad story about how life disappointed us, put us down, and gave us moments of strength and weaknesses too. Some may blame life and stagnate, while others pick themselves up and dust their hands and get moving. We may fail to realize that our personal limitations and social exclusions can be our highest power. However, we need to realize the significance of the inclusive interventions, support, and opportunities generously given by the others to work on our weakness for eventual transformation. I think we have to be sensitive to being open to people around us for this transformation, and have to be also sensitive to help others in similar situations to emerge from their cocoons. Exclusion is a painful experience that makes us suffer inequality and disadvantage with respect to opportunities and access to resources at various levels. It might be a bitter occurrence that has a ripple effect on many other aspects of our lives, along with our personal challenges and vulnerabilities. However, these challenges and social support can actually lead to building up one's resilience. Resilience does not come from rare and special qualities, but from the operation of ordinary human systems, from our relationship within the family, community, and other cultural traditions. Many studies show this underpinning of relationship between these elements. The nature of resilience arises from being included within a social support system. A resilient individual within a social support system, even under adversity, might get conditioned to aim for self-transformation, which is not immediate, as I mentioned earlier. It is a result of gradual adaptation through resilience. Self-transformation leads to realization and action that fuels the drive to help others around them and their communities. This help in others' life through opportunities and support is also known as the transformation of others. The result of such actions is a transformed community. So the evolved self would discharge a transformational leadership, impacting more revolutions in others and in society. So it would promote equity in all aspects of life, creating a community in which all the people are leaders and all the leaders are people likewise. This can be achieved not just by facing some challenges or disadvantages, but only by being socially inclusive and open to their interventions that float in and out of our lives. I would like to conclude by reiterating the significance of social support and inclusion to give us a leg up in our success journey. As Carl Rogers emphasized, anyone can reach for the sky given the opportunity and social support. That is how we build up our communities as well as society and become transformative leaders. We can repeat the famous quote with a slight twist in it. Vini mus, vidi mus, and vici mus. Translated to, we came, we saw, and we conquered. Thank you.